All right, so simulation nodes and cell fracture. Yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty fun. Let's do this. I made an add-on for it. Ours is a pretty simple add-on. I'm going to pull out a timeline, okay? And if you want, you can look at the geometry nodes as well. I'm going to put a cube in the scene and just click append. Instantly we get, you turn shade smooth off, instantly we get a cut based on the noise and the voronoi. You turn these back just a little bit if you want. Obviously you know how scale works with a noise texture. So like 0.1. That'll probably give you something pretty clean. And then the shade smooth doesn't really do that much, but you can use it if you need it. And if we switch the noise type, we'll pull in the voronoi. You know, tricky little voronoi over here. Do a lot of stuff with it. So if you want, you can also take that cut and you can offset the cut. So we'll do something like that and I'll apply it. And with the same object selected, I'm going to append in another cut. And I may very much like this cut because it's right where I wanted it. So I'm just going to append that. And I'll grab this and I'm going to append in another one. But I'm going to move this cut like some other place. And it's a little slow sometimes. But you'll figure it out. You'll get it all worked out. There we go. There's another cut. This one can be another voronoi. I like it. You do have to save the file though, so make sure you find a nice save point. Then your bake simulation area is going to pop up. And so you can set your frames right here, however much you want to bake. And you could bake like 13 frames, whatever. Choose a place. Okay, choose somewhere for that to go. If we could just create a new folder, we will. Whatever, as long as it says something there. Then I'm going to bake out the sim. And it'll bake out, and this is using simulation nodes, so you see a little purple bar down here. And this is an interactive Boolean cell fracture setup, and so you technically can get like a million billion variations. I think they'll all look very nice. Of course, the ones you've already applied, you can't really do anything with those. Those are now done once you apply them, but they look pretty cool. And if you wanted to go into edit mode and hover L over one of these are all individual pieces that can be separated by selection. In version 1.1 or 1.2 or whatever it is, I'll add some more features, but just for right now, you can hit P for the selection, and then you'll have a separate object, you know, for your physics. So if you wanted to add that, and I'll add all the physics stuff to this as well, but this is version 1.0, very good for adding damage, very good for adding a procedural cell fracture, pretty fun. Now I just wanted to take a moment and break away from the tutorial for just a second, take a little break, and I'll show you the LM Studio kit. This is free. I've got 25 copies of this. It's absolutely zero. Worked really hard on this add-on. Come over here and grab this. It's got 86 megabytes in it because you can drop in scenes and all kinds of things. It's got the GeoNode pen and a bunch of other light objects like IES lights and lighting setups. So go grab this thing, give it a nice 5-star rating, and let's get back to the tutorial. Alright, so you'll see the add-on looks a little bit different. I had to stop because there was a big glitch in the middle of this. I had originally made my GeoNodes group with the Suzanne monkey head, and I couldn't get rid of it. It kept coming back for more and more and more. So I figured I would go ahead and update some stuff on it and make it even better. It's still the 1.0 version that I'll be releasing. The cut and scale and everything, it's going to be, I think, a little smoother. I changed a couple of things. And so you'll be able to like roll your cut around and do whatever you want. And you can change the noise factor, the noise detail, and you can choose an object or a cube. This is pretty cool. This actually works now. So if you do this, you'll see your little noise scale plane that pops up. Just drop in a UV sphere, whatever that you want. Let's click here. Let's grab the teardropper. You can teardrop it, or you can just select sphere, whatever you want to do. You'll have to hide your original mesh, and then you'll see your cut is going to pop up right here. So now when you click on this object, you will gladly have that object selected, and it'll pop up with all your features, and then you can start adding damage. And it's kind of like, it's really up to you how this ends up looking. Let's see, with the offset scale, I got that just a little bit high. That's kind of, it's an extrude, so you want to be careful with that. But anyways, you can put tons and tons of different variations of damage. And I'm just going to kind of go back to the cube. So when you click this on, you'll have the Voronoi, or the Voronoi noise, which is built in. It's a little harder to control, so when you switch this off, you'll be on the regular noise setting, which when you turn up the resolution, probably won't crash you out, but it might crash you out if you're on the Voronoi. So just step the thing up. Like I said, make sure to save this someplace, whatever you got to do. Save that file. And then when you do that, you'll be able to bake. This will come alive as soon as you do that. Then we'll choose an area wherever new folder sounds good to me, accept, and then you can bake out. I'm not going to go through all that again, but it did change a few things directly, so that way it just makes it a little bit better. You could go still into the node group here, but this is organized. Everything is here. You don't need, there's absolutely nothing you need to do down in there. Everything is here, including the grab object, the bake, the folder, the delete. And if for some reason it disappears, just click delete, and then you can bake again. And if you want to get out of the bake, I wasn't going to say anything, but if you don't know this and you're baking anywhere in Blender, you just hit escape. And then you'll be able to kind of go through what you got, and it may fly off and not do anything else over here, but you'll see what you have. And so it's pretty endless. Enjoy the add-on. I'll come back with some more additions, like quite a few. I won't make the add-on too big, but there's a couple things I want to do. It's just going to take more time than I have in a day. And my parting thoughts are, this is based on simulation nodes. That's kind of what's powering a lot of it, so it could be glitchy, right? So you just kind of understand that, and if it's not working, then you'll have to pull out a timeline and reset it back to 1 every time, which is what you have to do with simulation nodes anyways to see any updates. It should continue to work in here like this unless you go into the timeline and mess with it. So I would suggest for a workflow that you just do what you're going to do, apply that cut, apply a secondary cut, apply it, get another one in there, whatever. You don't have to do this, but I mean, put in your cuts however you want them, and then mess around with simulation. And just real quick, guys, this will be on my community page. It's more or less an answer to one of my subscribers that couldn't see the whole thing. So you guys can check the shortcut key list out. Watching, smash and subscribe, smash that like, go pick up the add-on. It will be on Gumroad. And if you'd like to learn something about raycasting, then you're going to want to check out the next video on the screen. See you guys in the next one.